Welcome to Chris and Carlette Live, a podcast about life, love, and overcoming obstacles. Each week, we discuss the good, the bad, and the indifferent of life's interruptions. Now, here's your host, Chris and Carlette.
Keep believing, don't go stressing, keep it moving. God, we're resting, here to help you, here to bless you. With God on our side, CNC Life.
All right, y'all. Let me turn this down. Let me turn this. All right. We are good to go. We thought we had a few little technical difficulties. Let me turn this up. Welcome to the Chris and Carlette Live Show. Welcome, you all. I tell you, we got some mad folk over here. Shade. Just shade. You know, don't y'all like the new little set? It's very simplistic in nature, right? It's simplistic.
All right, so today we're talking about
it's
grants.
Simplistic. I'm not done.
And,
I'm not done.
Thank you for joining us today.
I'm not done. I'm not done with my intro. I'm not done.
If you're going to talk about this
I'm not
situation, you'd have concocted
done.
yourself. Yourself is the key word.
What's happening, y'all? This is the Chris and Carlette Live Show where we bring you the good, the bad, and the indifferent. So, wanted to reach out to the viewers just to say hello. It's us again. If you received a text message, text thread, be sure to click on the link to YouTube. And you want to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you will find several videos from the past 4 years that we've been, 3 and some change now that we've been broadcasting. So what do you think about this 4th year? What did you think about it for going into the 4th year of the Chris and Carlette Live Show?
Well, I sure didn't foresee no little beat ups.
Baby, you know what? I did this just for you. You know what? You want to know why? You want to know why? Just to be closer to you. Just for a moment, baby. Just for an hour, baby. Just to be close to you. Yeah.
So anyway, thank you all for joining us. If you want to like and subscribe to Chris and Carlette Show, I promise you,
That's it.
He will not be singing.
Just to be close to you, baby.
Singing.
Just to be close. Wait.
What?
Just to be okay. So tell us what you think about the 4th
what?
year. You didn't tell.
I mean, I'm glad we made it. When I say life interrupted, it interrupted. Back to back. But we still here.
We still here.
And there's a lot we got to talk about. I know you all going to notice. We're hitting it hard with dealing with different areas in the. What in the world?
What? Hold on.
Finances. Okay. Dude,
I just wanted to play that little snippet because I just wanted to be close
we
to you.
do not own the rights to any music.
I just wanted to play that little snippet because I want to be close to you.
So anyway, we're going to get to the point.
Beautiful.
So thank you all for joining us. If you want to go and like and subscribe to Chris
And see,
and Carlette Live
look.
on YouTube, Facebook. See,
Watch
our
this.
guest and got up and walked away.
Watch
See,
this.
She don't want to hear.
Watch this. Give me a kiss.
Chris, go.
Give me a kiss.
So
see, look. I can't do that sitting at the table. Give me a kiss. I can't do that sitting at the table. Now give me some lips. Come on.
Chris, I've been waiting all day to talk.
I've been
about
waiting all day for this so I can sit next to you
No, that is
and
not
get
why.
me.
Come on, Chris, stay focused.
I am. I just want the kiss. Give me a kiss.
All right.
That was fake.
So
That was
what
fake.
we've done is we brought up another
Y'all, she
topic
need to
where
be
we're
saved.
dealing with grants. Last week we talked
She need
about
to be saved,
business credit, the importance of it, obtaining it, what you have to do, obtaining what. So that's what we're doing. You just see. I don't even have a flow with this chair,
Baby.
I don't even have a
Flow.
flow with this setup.
Okay, come on. You got it. You
So
got it.
anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and read.
Okay. Wait, you got to do her intro. I mean, you're going to do her bio?
Yes,
Yeah. Wait a minute. Let me get to it. Bam.
we met Miss McKelvin by way of the ministry that we are a part of, and in Huntsville. And so Tracie McKelvin is her name. She is the CEO of To Catapult LLC in Huntsville, Alabama, which provides grant writing, grants administration, and contract management services. Tracie is a certified contract management services. She is a certified contracts and grant specialist and has been in the industry for 32 years. Now, if I had this in front of me, but we're going to leave this alone, or sitting on a table, okay. She has a proven track record with local, state, and federal agencies, as well as various nonprofits in Alabama, Florida, and Georgia. She is the wife of Jerome McKelvin, who is owner of J Mac Paint and Tile Company. Together, they have 5 children and 5 grandchildren. They reside in Owens Crossroads, Alabama, and they are members of Beacon Hill Worship Center, where they serve in leadership. Everyone, please put your hands together. Let us welcome the one and only Tracie McKelvin.
Hey, Judy.
Oh, Judy's on. Hey, Judy. And I see Tanya and Keisha and Judy and
Put something
Denise.
put something in the chat.
So you all we're gonna have a conversation where we're gonna she's gonna answer a lot of questions. If you think of something, put it in the chat. But please, let's welcome Miss McKelvin to the front.
What's up?
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Good.
How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing good. Thank you for joining us today. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we're going to what? Rejoice and be glad in it.
Rejoice and be glad
Yes.
in it.
Yes. So
Okay.
go ahead.
Y'all have tickled me tonight.
Hey, that's what you get when you tune in to Chrissy. Hey, it's no telling what you might get when you tune into. You get attitudes, people mad at you. Ain't no telling what you get.
Okay. So grants. Tell us.
Okay.
This is your thing. This is one of your babies. I wouldn't say the baby, one of your babies, because like we read in the bio, you deal with grants, grant administration, management. So tell us some more. What did we miss out on?
Well, it is a whole gamut of things. It's not that you're missing out. It's just that they can be convoluted. They can be clear. It depends on what you're working with. I have worked with state engineering companies, with nonprofits, churches. And the reason I'm separating church and nonprofit, because some churches don't want to be spoken of as a nonprofit, and some. Then you have just your regular foundations, private and public foundations. You have businesses, and that's the one that we're going to really harp on tonight, because of the fact that businesses are getting started. This is that time of year. It's tax season, and everybody's coming into their own, and they want to venture out. Not only do they not want to put their money out there as the risk, they rather use somebody else's money. So the first thing that comes to mind is, how can I get a grant for my business? And
so are you going to start with maybe like for-profit businesses, the entrepreneur?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I would love to start with that. And the reason why that's because who's at the gate right now asking questions. Back in 2003, there was a man by the name of Matthew Lesko. He came out with this big directory that said free money. And he was telling everybody how they can get grants as an individual and how they get grants for their businesses. and it erupted into a whole lot of no's and wrongs and myths that are out there about grants. The most common thing that the most common myth is the question, and I think I put it on there for you all to ask me, but I'm getting ready to answer it.
Go ahead.
Are grants easy to come by? And no, they're not. They're not easy. It is easier to get a loan than it is to get a grant. And everybody looks at grants as free money, that they can just jump out there and answer a few little questions and get this funding. I just seen a couple of things that happened maybe last week where you got them posting it even out on Facebook about how you can get, it is not PPP loans, they're saying it's grants that you can get to start your business, and all you need to do is answer a few questions and you can have that money in the bank within 24 to 48 hours and you don't have to pay it back. So me trying to test the waters to see what they were doing, I followed along and got the phone number that they want you to text this information, text your information to, for them to contact you. Now, they won't call you.
Okay.
There is nothing that, there's no person with a first and last name that you're going to talk to. There is, they're going to ask you for a whole lot of information. They have a copy of your ID. They're going to give you a link to a website to go to and fill out the your basic information, and they get you to a stopping point and they tell you to close out of this link and then delete the link they sent to you in the text.
That sounds a little shady.
Shady. So after you do that, then they want you to give them access to your Facebook page if you don't have a business website. And they want to add a business page to your Facebook presence so they can show that you're legit. Well, found out, I didn't go through with it, but I found out, I asked a question. I said, so who all have you done this for? Give me some businesses that you have set this up for. And they sent me a list of names of businesses that they have done this for. Well, me and my private eye self, I went and looked for the addresses of these businesses and pulled them up on Google satellite. They don't exist.
They don't even exist.
And so I went to one of the guys that I saw that they supposedly, that I knew on Facebook that they done this for. And I contacted him by phone, and he said, I was in desperation to get my business started, and I thought this was going to be the way. He said, I can't even get into my Facebook page anymore because they took it over.
They took over. Oh, no.
Took over. So, no, grants are not easy to come by. Yes, I understand that you're excited about getting your business started. Yes, there are grants out there for entrepreneurship and for small businesses, but this is not the way it happens.
Okay, so what is the way? What is the way for the entrepreneur?
Okay, what the type of grant that entrepreneurs should be looking for are called seed grants.
Seed grants. Okay, write that down, guys. Seed grants. And I'm putting it in the chat too.
Seed grants.
And that's for the entrepreneur.
Yeah. Entrepreneurs should be looking for seed grants. Seed grants are given by private and some public foundations or corporations. And what they're doing is that they are helping you get started, but it's not masses amount of money. It's just what it says. It's a seed grant. It's not something that's going to
cover your payroll and all that.
Payroll and nothing like that. It is to get you started. Equipment, your paperwork to become not your paperwork to get you started, not your EIN and your LLC and none of that. It's not for that. It is to get your brand started, like the things that you may need to get your branding started, to buy equipment, to create promo materials, to kind of get you in the market, get you out there. That is what. And the highest that I have seen as far as the amount is $25,000. That's the highest that I've seen that that you don't have to sell your children for. But yeah, the highest is like $25,000. And there are several companies that do it, several foundations. But this takes us over into the next thing.
Okay.
You cannot use grant funds for everything in your business.
Okay.
For any purpose. It has to be specified. And so when you have these these funders that are out there offering this, they have criteria that you have to meet. Number one, you have to be legitimate. You can't just be a fly by night. You have to show that you're established. And what I mean by established, that you have made the first step.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to come and get you out of bed and hold you by your hand and say, let's walk this together. You have to make the first steps. And that means to get your LLC, to get your board together. If your business requires a board, you have to have that. You have to have your articles of incorporation. You have to have your business banking done. Even maybe have tried to apply for a line of credit or a business loan. With business credit, business loans, as you talked about last week, you don't want so much put this on yourself. You try to do this on your business, and you talked about the Dun and Bradstreet. You talked about all those things. Those things play a part also with obtaining grants, because they're going to ask you these questions. They're going to ask you, what have you done? How long have you been established? How long have you been with your bank? Have you applied for loans with your bank? Why were you turned down? What have you done in your community that works along with your business? So they're going to ask you, what things have you stepped out and what have you risked before they risk anything with you? So that's some of the criteria. There can be more. It depends on that company, what they want to know. Some of the they want to know your niche. What is your brand? What are you doing? Are you going to be in technology? Are you going to be in cybersecurity? Self-employment. They have growth grants for self-employed people. What are you doing? What type of business are you doing? And the reason they're asking is because they want to know, what type of risk are we getting ready to get ourselves into? Is that something that we want to invest money in or give money to? So those are the type of things that they're going to ask you. They're going to want to know. The criteria can be strenuous, very strenuous. Okay. They want to know, how long will you need their help?
Wow.
What they want to know, how long?
Right quick. If you are viewing on Facebook and YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. If you're on Facebook, please bounce over to YouTube and please subscribe on YouTube as well. We would appreciate you. And then share this content with one of your friends, somebody that needs this valuable information.
Somebody has a dream that needs help with funding. That's what it is. Like I said earlier, as well as last week, we're starting off this year. I don't know when we're gonna stop. We may stop in April, but there is some kind of money matter we need to discuss to help push us forward. Okay, now I know we said, I want to really go back to the first question. we said what kind of grants would be for the for-profit, and you said the seed grant for entrepreneurs. What about the non-for-profit?
Non-for-profit, there is a smorgasbord. Like I said, it depends on what you're looking for. What are you looking to support about your nonprofit?
Feeding. Let's say we're going to be. Which one would be easier? Feed the homeless or crisis hotline
or shelter?
I would say feed the homeless would be the easiest.
The easiest example. Okay, let's go with that.
And the reason why I said it the easiest example because there are so many foundations that are out there that want to do that. But the key thing I tell everybody about seeking grants, when you're seeking grants for a nonprofit, you got to be able to make that potential funder cry at least 3 times.
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
And what are those 3 times? Tell me about it.
The reason why, that's the number one. The reason why you're doing this, that should make them cry. You should have some type of testimony that either somebody in your family has overcome or somebody that you deeply know that has overcome because of your help and why you got involved in it. Okay. What did you see that made you cry? And what you saw that made you cry should make somebody else cry.
Oh, wow. So you need to be compelling.
Very compelling.
You have to be compelling.
So many people that's asking.
Wow.
They're asking and they're asking for the same thing.
Oh, wow.
You gotta make them cry.
Okay, what's the second cry? What's the second one?
The second cry is where? Where are you doing this? Is it just people that you see walking on the street? Is there an orphanage? Is there a veterans home that's not getting adequate, service disabled veterans are not getting adequate care? Mm-hmm. Where are you doing this? Where? Okay. Where's the greatest need? You showing me where this is, will it make me cry to see it?
Okay. And what's the third?
The third one is when.
When
do you need this? How drastic? Is it something that's bleeding now and you can't stop it with what you have? Can you even get the blood to slow up? That when, they got to know exactly when you plan to do this. Are you already doing it? Are you already knee deep in it and you just need me to come and assist? Because most grant funders don't want to be the only ones in this. They want to know you got somebody else beside your side, poking and prodding to show where this is happening, when this is happening, how this is happening, and what needs to happen to make it stop or to make it where it can be handled and not get out of control anymore. Wow. So you got to be able to have some tear-jerking evidence in your proposal.
Okay, so somebody just said, and this is a very good question. This is actually Lady Eunice Blakely out of Indianapolis, Indiana. She said, are the funders looking for a ROI, return on investment?
No. All they want from you is a report.
A report. And some pictures.
Because they looking to get
That's in your reporting. And it depends on how they want you reporting because not all grant funders give the money all at one time.
Okay.
What they do is that they give you a portion to get started or to continue the process of what you're doing, but they want you to report on the progress, on what has been done, picture evidence, and sometimes they even want you to provide somebody for them to interview.
Okay, now you gave a name for the entrepreneur. It was Seed. What was the name for the nonprofit?
Nonprofits are called grassroots.
Grassroots.
They're also called foundational. They're also called program grants.
Okay. I'm putting this in the chat.
They're also called community development grants.
For the business owner, is this considered taxable income?
No.
No.
It is not.
Okay.
It is not taxable income. It is not even income.
It's not even. Oh, that's good. Again, it's seed money.
Seed money.
It's seed money. Okay. So I want to put another example out there because I'm looking at the audience. What about the person that is the daycare owner?
Okay.
Because I know a lot of daycares that get money from United Way.
Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to daycares, some daycares are operated inside of a church.
Okay.
Which automatically classifies them as nonprofit to a certain degree. Then there is daycares that choose to stand alone and be a nonprofit. Now, my thing is this: if you say you are a nonprofit daycare, you have to show where the money is going.
Line by line.
Line by line, item by item. Because you cannot show a profit.
You cannot show a profit.
You cannot show a profit. That money has got to come in and go out.
Wow.
Now here's the key. You're saying, the question you're probably saying, well, dog, if I got a daycare and I'm not going to make a profit, how am I going to make any money? You're going to set yourself a salary. That's what you're going to do. And your payroll is not excluded from payroll taxes. Let me make that clear.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. But you have to set yourself a salary. You have to have your staff set up and set a salary. Now, that is exactly what a nonprofit is. You can't make a profit. But now, you can have a for-profit daycare, but you can have a sector of it not be for profit.
Not be for profit. Okay. All right, let me change lanes.
Okay.
What about, I may be a realtor, but I want to do some community events like how to obtain a house classes, how to get funding. I want to have some webinars. I want to have some sessions, how to teach people how to become a first-time home buyer, or to a meeting for people who want to get a multi-unit building. Are there grants for educating people in real estate?
There are. I can't specifically say just for real estate because it depends on who you're dealing with.
Okay. Let's say the first-time home buyers.
Okay, so they do have grants that feed into those programs, those type of programs. USDA is one of them.
That's good. That is true. Yes.
USDA is one of them. There are different types of grants. Like for instance, for veterans, they have grants that support community organizations.
Mm-hmm.
So they have it could be a veteran, like for instance, a service disabled veteran organization that gives into a program like that. So you are trying to get service disabled veterans into home ownership, they have agencies that may be willing to support your venture. They have certain type of relief organizations that may be willing to partner with you in trying to establish home ownership. I will tell you, Habitat of Humanity is one of those organizations that the federal government feeds into, or organizations feed into to help people establish home ownership. So there are organizations that will feed into your venture. It's just that you have to find them.
Right.
And you have to make a great presentation to show that what they're doing is going to actually be what's the word I want to use? Not pliable. They want to be make sure that their company, that their agency is helping to do healthy transitions. Put it that way.
Okay.
And get people established, and they want to be known that they're coming alongside of you to do this.
Okay.
We titled this show Grants, Myths and Methods. So what are some of the myths about grants?
Another myth.
Oh, we got another question too.
Okay. Another myth is that grants are a stable source of long-term funding. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I was saying earlier, when you get grants to start a business, they're not coming alongside with you to go all the way through with your business. They're just coming to help get some of the edge off for you.
Mm-hmm.
They're helping you get into place, get the little nooks and crannies covered, get the promotion, like I said, promotional gear and all that stuff, those different things, your equipment, get everything to get the office set up. Put it that way. Mm-hmm. That's basically, because that's normally your biggest expense. You got to buy computers. You got to buy, you got to get office space. You got to get your logos and all this stuff done. You got to have to get your vehicle wrapped. All those different things. They're just coming to get you started up, but they do make specific notifications to you, like what you can do and what you can't do with their money.
Mm-hmm.
So that goes into the criteria?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that goes into the criteria. You gotta have accountability, and you gotta have alignment. So they want to see those things come to fruition with you, but you gotta play by the rules. Mm-hmm. And everybody's different.
There is a question. You want to read it?
So the question is, are there certain times of the year or quarters that are best to apply for grants? This is relating to nonprofits.
Okay, with nonprofits, the best time to function is not on the calendar year. Calendar year is January through December. You want to look for companies or agencies that operate off of fiscal year. Fiscal years begin in October. And so that is the time where you want to get on their calendar, because they're going to have a budget. And they're going to tell you at the beginning of their fiscal year what they're going to fund and what they're not going to fund. When you see funders or foundations that operate on the calendar year, they can do it quarterly, they can do it monthly, they can do it semi-annually. But being on a fiscal year calendar is easy because you're going to know whether you're going to be able to get in or not. It's easy. Like I said, they're going to tell you what they're going to fund. Most organizations that operate off of a calendar year, they switch up. They may fund buying tennis shoes this quarter. Next quarter, they may focus on computer software. It jumps. But you want to know say if it's with a company or agency that you're applying to that operates off a fiscal year, who doesn't want to know if it's even worth my time applying or how long I gotta wait or if I have to wait?
How difficult is it to write a grant? And should the average person write a grant, or should they come to a person like yourself that has expertise in writing grants?
And I'm not being biased, but I suggest everyone find a grant writer, a seasoned grant writer. Grant writer. I suggest that. And the reason why is because that grant writer is going to talk to that funder and get the specific questions answered. They know the questions to ask that funder to find out if it's worth your do a letter of inquiry. That's the first thing that your grant writer is going to do. They're going to send a letter of inquiry to that funder to find out, okay, are you going to look at this quarter? Or are you interested in this? Or they're going to try to even establish a relationship with someone who that's going to either make decisions or that's going to even be one looking at the grant application. That's what your grant writer is for. Not just writing. They're going to also find a reason to write. They're going to find out what is making this funder tick. That's going to make them, what's making them want to even give out this money. Mm-hmm. And what kind of budget are they going to be looking at? What are going to be the line items on the budget that you're going to submit to them that they're going to be looking for? What kind of numbers? Your grant writer is that person that digs for information. They're not just going to say, oh, you got a great idea and let's see what we can do. If a grant writer says that to you, oh, you got a great idea, let's see what we can do, run.
Wow.
Well, what should they say?
What they should say is, why are you doing this? What makes you think that your program that you're bringing to me is one that's worth looking at? They're going to ask you those hardball questions. They're going to make you almost want to say, forget it.
Wow.
The questions, I have a checklist that I give to people that ask me for my services. And one of the questions that I have on there that kind of makes them kind of butt their eyes at me is, are you wasting your time?
No, I just did it. Ooh. Wow.
And it's just simple. Are you wasting your time? That makes you think. That makes you go back and look like, well, okay, so why am I doing this? Who am I benefiting? Am I just looking at this money just to save my sinking ship? Because the grant funders are not here to throw you a lifeline as far as to keep your ship from sinking. They're trying to see if, they see that you're already afloat, and they're just trying to help you get closer to your next destination. Mm-hmm. Still got to keep working.
Yeah. When it comes to writing grants too, if I want to apply for a grant, do I have to come to the table with some money? Do I have to show?
Some grants do require that. Mm-hmm. And it's not to give to anyone. They want to see that you are lucrative, that mm-hmm. you have something invested in you, some skin in the game. That's what they want to see. And you got to show them that you got some skin in the game. As I said earlier, you got to show that you are actively participating in rescuing your own program mm-hmm. or your own business. They want to see that. That's why they say that the grant money can't be used for any purpose. You got to have guidelines and restrictions. You got to have project alignment and accountability. You got to have reporting and auditing. You got to have legal and ethical obligations. You got to have expectations, and you got to have relationships. Mm. Those are things that you have to have. That's why you just can't get these people's money and do what you want to do with it. They must be used in accordance with the project objectives. They gotta have the allowable expenses, and that grant fund is gonna give you reporting requirements, and you gotta adhere to those things.
So, is it safe to say that if a church, because it's probably majority viewers right now maybe come from a church, is it safe to say that you need to split the church off of a 401c3 status, a 501c3 status, and make that kind of like a for-profit, and then have your another entity with the 501c3 and make that non-for-profit so that they can donate with tithes and offerings to that? Because when nowadays we're living in a society where if the pastor says something that somebody doesn't like, and you're under the auspices of this 501c3 and you're getting this grant money, and is that how should you navigate through that?
Okay. Church is already considered to be a 501c3 entity, but of course, because of the separation of church and state, the government wants you to legitimately apply for a 501c3 status. The safest thing I tell people to do, or churches to do, is let the church be the church, and then set up your own nonprofit separate from the church. Because I can sit here all night and tell you some horror stories. I'm not gonna do that. But when you put your church in the situation, in a situation of applying for grants, receiving grant funding, and you're doing, not saying that you're doing the wrong thing, but you're doing what you said you're going to do with the grant funds, you still are an open book for that funder. That funder can say at any time, I want to see your books.
Mm-hmm.
That funder can say, well, okay, so say for instance, you had an event with the church and you use some of the grant funds to buy food for that event. Well, if it's not clearly stated in your restrictions or the allowances in the grant criteria, and that grant funder decides as well, we don't authorize or we don't approve of you using that to buy food for the event that the Sunday school is hosting. Now, if your organization that you got the name that's listed that applied for these grant funds, if it's listed up under this name, that's who we want to see you purchase food for that person's event, but not the Sunday school. Mm-hmm. They don't want you as commingling funds. They don't want you mixing departments. It's a real sketchy thing. You have to be ever so careful when you're using grant funds within your church organization, what you're using it for. Because if you, in your program, if you didn't say the Sunday school is going to have a picnic and we expect to fund the picnic, then you shouldn't do it. Mm-hmm. What you have written in your grant proposal is what you should be doing, and that's what the money should be used for. Now, separating the church and the organization, this is what you can do. If the organization is having an event and you fund it, and that grant fund funds that event, and the funds, you can have fundraising, because all you're doing, you can purchase the needs for that event. Now, if you raise money during that event and you want to give it to the Sunday school, It has nothing to do with that grant fund. You did not step out of the bounds. Like I just said, you make sure that you dot every I and cross every T of the grant proposal before you get yourself commingling and tying things up together. I always, like I said, I always say, separate the organization from the church. That way, you don't compromise what your church is built upon, and you don't compromise what your organization is built upon. Also, go ahead.
I'm sorry. If somebody wanted to get in contact with you, are you accepting new clients?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And how can they get in contact with you?
They can get in contact with me. My phone number, and off the top of my head, I'm glad you asked me because I don't know it by heart. Okay. Let me pull up my phone number. My phone number is 256-384-4975. The name of my company is 2 Catapult LLC.
2 Catapult.
And my email address is tmcckelvin@2catapult.net.
All right.
Okay, I put your name, the company's name, and the phone number in the chat. Can you give me that email one more time?
Yes, tmcckelvin. That's T as in Tom, MCKEL, V as in Victory, I, N as in Nancy, at 2catapult.net.
Okay. All right. So, last question, because you've asked for everything. Because when it comes to criteria, it really depends on what that specific grant is asking for. It depends based on their criteria. I mean, you may say some basic things which you've already told us, but it goes back to whatever you find, go find their criteria, and do you meet it, or is it some documentation you need to get together before you apply? Now, last question, where can more information be found about grants? Meaning as to, is there like a grant bank or a grant website, or do you just Google like church grants or restaurant grants or fashion industry grants or real estate grants? How do you do it? Where do you find it?
I have 7 reliable grant databases that I love to give to people to go look. You can look for grants. You can look for training classes on grants. You can get all sorts of information, and it's reliable, trustworthy. One of them is called the Foundation Directory Online.
Okay.
Grant Station is another one.
Okay.
Grant Watch.
All right.
Grants.gov. Grant Select.
Okay.
And Grant Gopher. They are not totally free, but they have there's information you can get just browsing through them, and they will and it tells you about training classes. They have some things that are free on there, so take advantage of them.
Now, everyone, if you look in the chat, you can screenshot all that was the different grants that she mentioned that you can look up online, as well as do a screenshot of her contact information with her phone number, name of the company, as well as her email. You can reach out to her for further information of her services, how she can help you. Like she said, don't do this alone. Get a grant writer, especially a seasoned one. Now, for all the non-seasoned seasoned grant writers, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So what if the person does come across somebody that's not seasoned, but they're eager to help you? What do? You want to give them a chance.
Yeah. Just make sure the information, vet their information. Ask them questions like, where are you getting your information from that you're helping me with or wanting to help with me? Both of you, I always say, find webinars online. They offer these different webinars. Some of them are free. Go to them and look on. If you want to tackle this on your own and you love to write, by all means. Just like start out looking at these live grant writing classes or on-demand classes. Look at different about freelance writing. Look for easy applications for different type of small grants. Like I'm trying to see who has one. FedEx has one, and it's treated like a contest. So something you can fill out on your own. Then also there's organizations that sit beside your SCORE. Is free. They help you with you getting your business plan started. They help you with different with the SBA. SBA has free classes, and they have free information that you can go on and look. Now SBA does not do grants, but they have a lot of information about grants. Let's see. There are small foundations that you can look up, like grant foundations for small businesses. They'll come up and you'll see if their application is an easy apply or not. You can look up seed grants and see what companies pop up, and just do research. Just don't jump out there putting your information out there.
Now, I'm going to say this, people. She just gave us information, and you did not see her open up a book, pull up a screen. She looked directly at the camera and gave us names. Now, that tells you something. Don't go at this by yourself. It makes no sense. We have given you and provided you this one-person team, mighty force. It just came out of her like a river. Okay, that is your example of seasoned. So don't go at this alone. Talk with her, how she can help you, your business, your company, your dream, your why, your ministry. Your child needs some money for school. You want to talk to her. You want to talk to her. I'm serious.
So let me ask you this. So, and you can choose whether or not to add, like, does your fee come from the reward from the grant, or is there an upfront initial consultation fee, and how does that process work?
That's good.
I have free consultations, but when I start to work for you, I work just like a lawyer, billable time.
Okay.
I work. Some things, it depends on what you're doing and what I'm doing with you, whether it will require upfront money. Some things I can do off a contingency basis. And if I'm doing something off a contingency basis, it's basically because I know without a shadow of doubt that you're going to get what I'm going after.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's not too many things that I do that with.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I will say while I have this time too, women, it is your season.
Oh, say it again.
Women, it is your season when it comes to funding. Why am I saying this? Because most grant funders now are looking for organizations or businesses that are women owned.
Wow.
Now, if you partner with your husband on a business, Tell him to make you the 51%. He
That's
did 49 because
I ain't
it's
giving
not
you my
hubby to take over. Hubby, hold on to it because that's how the money comes in.
Yeah.
Where the money resides.
Because if a woman don't.
Man, listen. Now we were doing good.
If a woman don't eat, work, she don't eat.
Come on now, you wrong.
Listen.
She gonna help you eat.
She gonna help you eat. That's your good thing. Come on now.
That's true.
Still partners. You're still partners. Just
right.
1 extra percent. Because that classifies you as a woman-owned business, and it also classifies you as a DBE, a disadvantaged business entity.
And we're considered disadvantaged because we're a woman. Lord help us.
I'll be disadvantaged for a minute then.
Get that money.
Women, y'all heard that? Hey, you got the upper hand. This is your season. That's what she said. I'm going to say what she said. This is your season. Capitalize on your season. Get that business plan done. You can also see her for that. Get it done.
I will walk with you, ladies, on because you can get certification as a woman-owned business, which makes it a lot easier in getting funding. So those different things, I'll be more than happy to walk through with you and helping you get to those things. Yes, it comes with a fee, but it's worth it because I've worked with several women-owned businesses. Not and even beyond Georgia, Florida, and Alabama. I went clear to Arizona and worked with a company, and we helped some women get established. It's worth it because you can get money from the government agencies easier. You know, your business can soar real quick. Like I said, it's not that we're trying to leave the men behind, but they're looking as women as we are a minority, not just because of skin color, but all because of being a woman. They're looking at us as a minority.
Your gender. So
I got a quick question, real quick. Because there's a couple movie makers that's on the show tonight, including myself. Do you know or have you heard of grants for the film industry to make a movie?
Yes, there are. They exist.
Okay, we gotta talk.
Okay, so Lady Kathy Richmond, you have joined us. Judy, you're here, honey. Lady Eunice, you're here. Tamara, I saw Tracy, I saw Joy, I saw all these women, Azania, I saw all these women that were on here, Mother Weston, a lot of women on here. She just said it, guys. It's our time. The money is in our favor. It's in our favor. Get your documentation together. But again, don't walk this alone. Here is a resource right here. And if you look in the chat, you get her name, number, her email, okay, the name of her company. And she is an LLC, guys. So she did her work for herself. So look her up. I want to hear back from her saying, I heard from this person that saw the show. Or if your child is on here and you know they're a budding entrepreneur, or they've gotten started and they can use that extra push in grant money or helping, to, I just lost it. Help to navigate them to funding to push their business even further. I don't care if they're making hats. I don't care if they want to be the next neighborhood candy store, whatever. You have somebody here. You don't have to walk this alone. And don't let money be the thing that stops you. Yes, you have to have some money, but you don't know what her fee is until you ask. So don't assume anything. She just says she does free consultations, and trust me, she knows when it is the free consultation and when it has stepped over into something else. Please, she knows. But okay. So Tracie McKelvin. The information is in the chat, 256-384-4975. Her email is tmckelvin at 2catapult.net. Again, all of that is in the chat. You can take a screenshot of it. Tag somebody. They can watch the replay.
Before you call me. I love for people to email me before they call me. Why? Because I won't waste your time. We can jump right into it. We don't have to, guess I can see your questions. You can email your questions. And then when I'm on the phone with you, I can already have answers.
Amen.
That's good.
Any final departing words?
Any final words?
Don't be discouraged by paper. There's going to be words. There's going to be plenty of words that you're not going to understand. There are going to be things that's going to want us that can scare you into not going forward. Don't let it do that to you. Because a lot of times in grant applications, it's a lot of fluff. And that fluff is to see if you really have what it takes to go forward. The questions that they ask you on a lot of these applications are redundant. Mm-hmm. It can ask you how to spell your name in English as question number 1, and they'll come down and question number 7 says, can you spell your name backwards? It's the same question. So don't be intimidated by the application or the request for inquiry, which is a letter that they want you to send telling about yourself. When they ask that, don't get discouraged. Just sit down, take your time, read through the application, and as she just told you, don't do it alone. Don't do it alone. Seek help. And if you can't afford to pay for grant services, grant writing services, and you want to try it, I encourage you. But I encourage you to do your homework. I encourage you to invest at least $20 to $30, maybe $50 to take they have those classes, those basic classes through the Foundation Center of Atlanta. They have that. Call them out. They have classes that are reasonably priced, and take your time and take one of those classes and get the basics of grant writing. And if you want to go it alone or try it, fine, try it. But always seek out nonprofit organizations that help, like I said, SCORE, that help to encourage you or to walk hand in hand with you on some things or answer questions that you normally would have to pay somebody to answer for you. But like she just told you, I don't mind answering questions and helping as much as I can. But I do know my cutoff. I do. But I won't leave you out there in the dark. But I do know where the cutoff is.
Now, one of my favorite students just came on, Mr. Morehouse himself. Can you give a student some quick advice? The college student for grants.
Oh.
When it comes to you, if you are in a field that requires research or technology, that's where you're headed, there's money out there for you. If you are into especially intelligence, what do they call cybersecurity? And things, there is, like I said, there's money out there for you. There are fellowship grants.
Fellowship grants, okay.
That could further you along in your studies.
Okay.
Seek those.
Now, would you say there's grants for the student when it comes to maybe like for their housing, for food, for Because, it's one thing to get, my tuition's paid, I got books, but now I'm hungry. I can't afford the meal plan. Is there stuff for that? I need money to travel on some of these student trips.
Okay. There are internships
Okay.
that they have that, like, for instance, whatever field that you are going into, you're in school, look for companies that are willing to allow you to co-op with them or do a paid internship with them, or if there's a participate on a research team. If they're having research, they're coming out with a new product, and you want to be on the beta testing or the type of research, get into that.
Okay.
That can put some funds in your pocket.
Okay. Now, people, look. Now, you see how I just switched it on her and all that just came out. I didn't say that. She said that. So that's who you need to call. That's who you need to get your free consultation with. That's who you need to build a relationship with. Okay. And again, her number, her information is in the chat. You can even find her on Facebook and inbox her. But it's Tracie Cooper McKelvin. Phone number 256-384-4975. Her company name is 2 Catapult LLC. Her email, tmckelvin@2catapult.net. We're gonna stop the show now. We're finna, because she can go on and on. Tag somebody that needs to watch this replay. Okay, so much information was shared. We talked to the person with the non-for-profit. We talked to the entrepreneur. We talked to the ministries. Okay, I put out a couple of ideas based on who I could see coming in. But thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you for having me.
And I want to hear it. I want her to be telling me, yes, I heard from this person. Yes, I heard from that person. Because that's what's here. This is a resource. Somebody that you didn't know, but you know them today. And so, and for that, we just increased you. I'm just saying.
Tell Elder J Mac I said hello.
I definitely will. He's in the next room. He didn't want to miss the show, so he is watching.
All right. Elder J Mac, we need to get him a grant for hunting.
Yes.
Get us some of that deer meat.
Her husband, you can hire him to go hunt you a deer and then have it processed.
Listen,
get some deer burgers,
deer jerky,
deer sausage, deer bacon, deer steaks. Let me tell you, all things deer. Okay, so listen, we appreciate you. We thank you. Listen, we're going to put you back in the green room, but we will call you as soon as we're done with the show. How about that?
Thank you. Thank y'all for having me. Enjoyed it.
You too.
Thank you.
Yes. That was a good show.
That was good.
You put that together. You go, girl. You go.
I hope you got next week because I hope you got next week because it's another money matter.
God bless Judy Klein. God bless you too.
Judy.
Yeah, we're gonna. I think I might delve into the realm of stocks and doing options and stuff.
Okay.
I may. I gotta see. I'm working on somebody. I'll know more tomorrow, but we're going to talk about trading. Make sure you go out and get you I don't know if I can say the company, but.
Yeah, you can't do that.
A trading account. Attach it to your bank account so you can wire funds to you and start trading. I bought some stock the other day in a company that is manufacturing electric airplanes, because y'all know I'm getting my private pilot license, so I'm learning how to fly a plane. And so I was like, well, since I'm doing it, why don't I go out and try to find some technology in airplanes? And this one company out of California that is doing electric airplanes, and they just landed a deal with Purdue University out of Lafayette, Indiana, to fly back and forth from I think O'Hare or something to Midway, from O'Hare to Purdue. something like that. But anyway, yeah. All right, y'all. So tune in. Make sure you go to YouTube and like and subscribe our show. We want to see some subscribers today.
Now I know I may have tagged you, but if you have not subscribed or like our page, please go do so.
Yes.
On Facebook and YouTube. I want to see some notifications saying, "Oh, this person just joined your page."
Yeah, we sent out the text message today, which we hadn't done in a long time. So I may continue that, may not. But So any final last words, Carletta?
So listen, like I tell you all every year, it is time to pray like yesterday. If you have nothing, if you like, I don't know what to pray for, go look at the local news. Go look at CNN. Go to the international news. It's something always. But listen, call upon the Lord while he may be found, and while he is near, call upon him. Who am I talking about? His name is Jesus. Make no mistake about it. Not talking about nobody else. So we appreciate you. We love you. And we will see you next week.
Thanks for joining us this week on Chris and Carlette Live. Make sure to visit our website, chrisandcarlette.com. If you're on Facebook, share this broadcast. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to our show. You may also find us on Apple Podcast, where you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. Let us stay in contact with you by texting CNC Live to 474747. That's CNC Live to 474747.
CNC Live.